Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let's take a look at the headlines first. India mourns as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a missile man of the country, bids adieu. Tackling rare genetic disorders, Indian Organization for Rare Diseases dawns as a new hope. The king of spices may be a cure to diabetes. Researchers initiate study on turmeric. And in our In Focus segment today, we will try to catch a glimpse of the life and contributions of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And now the news in detail. Missile Man of India, People's President. Adjectives are many to describe the personality of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The leader who taught the nation to dream is no longer with us. Dr. Kalam, the best-known scientist leader of the country, passed away following a massive cardiac arrest in Shillong on 27th of July. Dr. Kalam was 83 years old.
Going to Shillong to take course on livable planet Earth at IIM was the last tweet of the man who ignited many minds. Yes, 27th July 2015. The day left the nation mourning. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man of India, passed away following a massive cardiac arrest. 83-year-old Dr. Kalam suffered cardiac arrest during a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management in Shillong on Monday evening, 6:30 p.m. The former president was admitted at Bethany Hospital, Shillong, where he passed away at 7:45 p.m. according to the sources.
Dr. Kalam will be long remembered for his passion for science and innovation, and his contributions as an eminent scientist, administrator, educationist, and writer.
Dr. Kalam, popular as People's President, was delivering a lecture on the topic, Creating a Livable Planet Earth. Dr. Kalam's mortal remains were flown to capital city Delhi on 28th July, where the nation paid its last homage to the much-beloved leader. While Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi paid respects to Dr. Kalam at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, the centre declared a 7-day national mourning. Dr. Kalam's last rites were performed in his hometown, Rameshwaram, with military honors. While the country mourns the loss of a great scientist and inspirational leader, Science Monitor team joins the nation as it prays for the peace of the great soul.
While rare in occurrence, genetic disorders represent a major disease burden of the world, particularly in developing nations like India. While big pharmas hesitate in investing in these non-profitable diseases, there is a serious lack of proper diagnosis, let alone cure. Now, in a major step towards spreading awareness regarding rare genetic disorders in the country, a team of scientists and doctors have come together to form the Indian Organization for Rare Diseases. More in this report.
Progeria is a rare genetic condition that causes premature aging in children. But what is less known is that there are about 7,000 rare genetic disorders like this that affect 1 in every 10,000 patients. While these diseases are classified as rare, according to statistics, 17 lakh children are born annually with various types of genetic diseases and birth defects in India alone. What makes matters worse is that while there is no cure for majority of these afflictions that result in birth defects, certain medical conditions and uncommon infectious diseases, there is also a serious lack of genetic tests available to diagnose the condition. Now, in a major step towards creating awareness among clinicians and public regarding rare genetic disorders, a collaborative team of researchers and physicians have instituted the Indian Organization for Rare Diseases, or IORD. The organization aims to sensitize policymakers and convince pharmaceutical industry to focus on the problem of rare diseases. The organization will focus on encouraging collaborative ventures between geneticists and medical practitioners to arrive at efficient diagnosis and management of genetic disorders. The major agenda includes involving scientific institutions across the country through Union Ministry of Science and Technology to hold interactive sessions between scientists and medical practitioners to come out with innovative solutions. Rare genetic disease are caused due to anomalies in any one of the 22,000 genes that has been identified in human body. Till date, around 4,500 mutations have been identified, which results in about 7,000 rare genetic conditions. Unlike infectious diseases and lifestyle disorders, the diagnosis of genetic disorders is expensive and often takes years, while 90% of them evades cure. Under such conditions, the efforts of IORD is anticipated to be a major step towards mobilizing a collective effort to tackle rare genetic disorders.
Drinking it with hot milk or applying fresh paste on skin. We have been using turmeric for its therapeutic effects since time immemorial. Now, turmeric may even be the cure to one of the most common yet dangerous disorders that afflicts the world today, type 2 diabetes. Now, researchers who believe that curcumin present in turmeric may prevent and cure diabetes have already initiated a clinical trial. Let us see this report.
Turmeric. Used for its exotic aroma and taste, Indian cuisine is incomplete without this one magical spice. Yes, we are talking about turmeric. Scientifically known as Curcuma longa, turmeric has been an integral part of Indian culture for over 4,000 years. Curcumin, one of the major constituents of turmeric, is well known for its therapeutic properties like preventing and healing inflammations and ability to cure digestive, liver and skin problems. Now, health scientists believe that curcumin present in turmeric may also be a cure for type 2 diabetes. Researchers at the University of Newcastle's Nutraceuticals Research Group, led by Professor Manohar Garg, are conducting a clinical study. The study involves a randomized controlled trial in a group of people prone to develop diabetes because of impaired glucose tolerance or impaired fasting glucose and aged between 30 and 70. Researchers have divided the trial group into 4, where the first group will be given capsules containing 200 milligrams of curcumin only. The second will be given capsules with 1 gram of omega-3 fatty acids only. The third will be given both, and the fourth will serve as a control group. The study also aims to understand how the anti-inflammatory actions of curcumin and omega-3 fat work in combination to prevent type 2 diabetes and how they can be used to manage the condition. Curcumin found in turmeric and omega-3 fatty acids generally found in fishes are powerful antioxidants that destroy the harmful free radicals that damage cells and cause inflammations. The inflammations often results in conditions like type 2 diabetes by impacting insulin secretion and function. Curcumin is also known to lower the levels of two enzymes in the body that cause inflammation and stop platelets from clumping together to form blood clots. Results from the study may provide a new insight into easy and effective management of diabetes, which is fast assuming the status of a major global disease burden.
And now it is time to take a short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
In a meeting with the ministers of National Capital Region, held recently to discuss on the issue of worsening air quality of Delhi and adjacent regions, Environment Minister Shri Prakash Javadekar has announced the adoption of strict measures to improve the air quality. Urging the citizens to make more use of eco-friendly modes of transport, Shri Javadekar has declared that more stringent penalties would be imposed on those who fail to abide by the pollution guidelines, and industries in areas like Ghaziabad in Delhi will be kept under watch to monitor pollution. Dr. Suniti Solomon, the doctor who first detected HIV in the country, passed away on 28 July. Dr. Solomon, aged 75, died in Chennai following a brief illness. Dr. Solomon, a microbiologist by training, is known for detecting the first 6 cases of AIDS in the country in 1986. Dr. Sunita in 1993 had set up YRG Care, a non-governmental organization to carry out research in HIV and promote the well-being of AIDS patients. In an interesting study, a team of researchers from California Institute of Technology have deciphered how mosquitoes use sensory information to attack their hosts. According to the study, mosquitoes identify human hosts through smell, visual and thermal cues. Studies show that mosquitoes detect the smell of carbon dioxide exhaled by humans as far away as 15 meters. Once near the host, they are guided by signals like body warmth, volatiles emitted by the skin, and humidity to land on the host for feeding. The study was conducted on female Aedes aegypti mosquitoes by controlling different sensory cues. The report is published in the journal Current Biology. Paving way for yet another medical miracle, a green corridor was created on 23rd July to transport a live heart from the Sagar Hospital at Bannarghat Road to Narayan Hridayalaya at Hosuru Road. The corridor facilitated the transport of live heart from the donor Mr. Chetan, who was declared brain dead following an accident, to 63-year-old Arvind Sinha. Along with the heart, Chetan's other organs, including his kidney and eyes, were also donated. The green corridor was prepared with the coordination of the traffic police and the hospital administration and enabled the heart to cover a distance of 23 kilometers in less than 20 minutes. NASA's New Horizons have captured new true color images of Pluto as the spacecraft sailed past the tiny planet. The new set of images has twice the resolution of the planet than the previous images. The images are only a fraction of the thousands of pictures and science measurements collected by New Horizons during its traverse through the Pluto system have been relayed. The data will be transmitted back to Earth over the next 16 months. New Horizons is now heading towards the Kuiper Belt, filled with thousands of Pluto-like ice and rocky material. The monsoon this year spelled uneven rainfall for the country. while states like Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh received heavy rainfalls which has affected the crops and daily life. Districts like Aurangabad of West Maharashtra is under a dry spell, with extreme hot weather destroying the crops. With moderate rains, monsoon brought some respite to people in western Gujarat's Vadodara city.
His was a life well lived, a beloved leader, leading scientist, inspiring teacher, and an epitome of simplicity. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's journey from humble beginnings of Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan is a story of ardent intellectual pursuit and persistence. It is a story that will continue to inspire generations to come. We will try to catch a glimpse of Dr. Kalam's life and contributions to India in our next segment, In Focus.
A nation mourns, for in decades is such a personality born, who can ignite many minds and inspire generations to dream. Even at 83 years, his intellect was impeccable, his simplicity endearing, and his devotion to work an example for generations to come. Indeed, Dr. Kalam was a great scientist, an exceptional leader, and above all, an inspirational teacher. A people's president in true sense. From cutting-edge defense technologies and India's satellite, guided and ballistic missiles projects to healthcare and education, Dr. APJ Kalam's contributions to the nation and humankind are vast and varied. Starting his career at the Defense Research Organization in 1960 by designing a small helicopter for the Indian Army, Kalam in 1969 shifted his base to the Indian Space Research Organization, from where his intellectual journey to take India's space program to a new level began. As project director, Dr. Kalam guided the creation and launch of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, which successfully deployed the Rohini satellite in near-Earth's orbit in July 1980. This was the feat that made India an exclusive member of the elite space club. A master of launch vehicle technologies, Dr. Kalam was the man behind the successful evolution of ISRO's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle during the 70s. The 70s also saw Kalam directing Project Devil and Project Valiant, India's initial ventures at developing indigenous ballistic missile technology. Giving the much-needed thrust to India's self-reliance in defense systems, Dr. Kalam guided the nation's integrated guided missile development program as the chief executive. His outstanding contributions towards the successful development of Agni and Prithvi missiles earned him the title of India's Missile Man. Year 1998, Pokhran-2. As India tested its nuclear defense systems and became the world's 6th country to join the League of World's Nuclear Powers, Kalam, the chief project coordinator and chief scientific advisor to the Prime Minister, along with Rajagopala Chidambaram, had much to contribute. From the low-cost coronary stent named as Kalam Raju stent to Kalam Raju tablet PC for healthcare in rural areas, Dr. Kalam was a stalwart in progressing multiple development tasks and mission projects such as light combat aircraft. He was also one of the key figures who inspired the ISRO into taking up its mission to Moon and Mars. 25th July 2002 saw the election of India's best nuclear scientist as the nation's 11th president. During his presidency till 25th July 2007, Kalam achieved what not many before could. Dr. Kalam, as a president, rose to be one of those few leaders who connected to the public, particularly youth of the nation. Born as Avul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam on 15th October 1931 and hailing from humble backgrounds of the coastal town Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu, Dr. Kalam's life was a strive for scientific excellence and intellectual freedom amidst resource-limited settings. A staunch believer of improving education and promoting innovation, Dr. Kalam called out to the youth to have the courage to think differently, invent and discover the impossible.
As many times science education is making a person as a good human being and enlightened citizens also. A great teacher not only teaches science, but also he or she makes the child a good human being. Now, whether you become an officer, a teacher, businessman or businesswoman, a soldier, engineer, doctor, scientist, or any profession, pilot, you cherish to become, the fundamental need is education. Education, the right type of education. That means we learn to think. Next one, we learn to live first, then we learn to think. When we use our knowledge, will give us a new thoughts. For instance, scientists learn science to give them the ability to think differently, evolve new concepts.
His numerous books, including Ignited Minds, Wings of Fire and India 2020, reflects his ideologies of excellence, innovation and hard work. Identifying 5 key areas where India has a core competence and whose development will ensure food, economic and national security, Dr. Kalam will also be remembered as the father of the What Can I Give movement. Owing to his immense contributions to science and education, the United Nations in 2010 declared Dr. Kalam's birthday, 15th October, as World's Students' Day. Switzerland celebrates 26th May as Science Day to commemorate Kalam's visit to the country. A recipient of the country's highest civilian awards, Dr. Kalam has bid adieu to us, doing what he loved best, teaching. While he has left an entire nation mourning, teachings of Dr. Kalam will remain in the heart of Indians forever.
Dedicated to the memories of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Science Monitor team invites you all to join us to remember Dr. Kalam as we present to you the former president's incredible life journey in this special photo feature.